Global Stage uses a unique dual student book approach. It brings together a language program with an engaging literacy program. Let's look at both books side by side to see how they give you the tools to really teach language and literacy in depth. Every unit of Global Stage follows a standard structure. In the language book, Lesson 1 presents the theme of the unit. It contextualizes the vocabulary through the picture dictionary and a song. And there's controlled practice of the words. In the Explore language in Lesson 2, students practice the target grammar through carefully staged and scaffolded activities. Then Lesson 3 presents and practices the second vocabulary set through a listening activity, and students learn about the lives of other children around the world, making connections with their own lives through global citizenship. In this unit, students talk about how important books are in their communities and different ways of sharing books. Then Lesson 4 presents and practices the second grammar structure. In the second half of the unit, there's lots of productive work. In Lesson 5, there's speaking and pronunciation practice, and students watch a video of a child or children modeling a presentation or conversation. The students analyze the language and use the video as a model when planning and preparing for their own presentation or conversation. And in Lesson 6, there's writing with punctuation practice, word building, and sentence building. Finally, in Lesson 7, we ask them to reflect on what they've learned. In Unit 1 of the Literacy book, Lesson 1 also introduces the theme of the unit and always starts with a visual thinking routine. And there are pre-reading activities too. In Lesson 2 in every unit, there's a reading text, either fiction or non-fiction, to engage and appeal to different interests and learners. And one reading in each unit is supported by a video. You can use videos as part of the overall reading strategy, as a way of engaging students with the text, as part of the process of analysis, and as a tool to help them interact with the text on a more personal level. In Lesson 3, the students do comprehension, analysis, and discussion activities around the text. Lesson 4 has more pre-reading activities, including a reading skill focus to prepare students for the second text. Lesson 5 covers reading skills practice along with a focus on words in context. Lesson 6 gives them practice in comprehension, analysis, and discussion based on the second text. And in Lesson 7, they revisit the visual thinking routine to see if their ideas have changed now that they know more about the topic. They talk about both texts and write a reading journal. After every 2 units of Global Stage, there are review lessons called Put It Together. These are communicative games that help students enjoy revisiting and practicing the target language. How do we use both books together? One way of using the language book and literacy book is to work through, for example, the whole of Unit 1 in the language book, then follow with Unit 1 in the literacy book to provide a complete English language learning experience. Some teachers prefer to do the sandwich version. That's starting with the language tasks in the language book to give students a solid foundation of the language they need to be able to approach both reading texts in the literacy book. Once they've done the 2 reading texts, they then go back to the language book for the final writing task, which brings together all of the language in the unit from both books. Having the 2 books gives you, the teacher, the flexibility to teach what you want, when you want.